What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a very interesting Liverpool transfer news video, because a Napoli-based Italian journalist have said that Liverpool have a very strong interest in Victor Osimhen, who could leave Napoli in the January transfer window, because this is an absolutely insane and unprecedented situation that Napoli mocked and humiliated their best player, the Napoli legend who helped Napoli win their first league title since the 80s, since Diego Maradona won the title with Naples. The Napoli social media guy who mocked and made racist TikToks about Victor Osimhen. I mean, that guy should get major fines, because this probably did more damage to the club than anybody could have imagined. And the journalist is saying that Liverpool are very interested in Victor Osimhen, and Liverpool at the moment don't really necessarily need a striker, because we have of course Cody Gakpo, Darwin Núñez and Diogo Jota, who can all play as a striker. Darwin Núñez's best position I think is a striker. Jota plays on the left wing sometimes, Gakpo can play on the left wing as well, but we have Luis Diaz there as well. So Liverpool don't necessarily need Victor Osimhen right now, but is this too good of an opportunity to pass up? The problem is that Osimhen's contract still runs until 2025, so Liverpool would have to need to pay 150 million pounds for Victor Osimhen, and I personally think we should strengthen the defense and sign a beast, a destroyer defensive midfielder before we even think about signing a striker. But Victor Osimhen is an absolutely world-class player. 26 goals, league goals for Napoli last season, helping them win their first Serie A title in many years. I mean, in all competitions he scored 31 goals last season for Napoli, and this season he already has 6 goals in 10 games, which is really impressive. So let me know guys, what do you think about this transfer rumor? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoy these types of videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. Also, you can further support me and my work on Patreon, link is in the video description. You get great benefits if you subscribe there, but you can make a one-time donation if you don't want to subscribe to Patreon. Just push the thanks button below the video, and it really helps me make these videos, because these videos only make $5-6. But of course Victor Osimhen has been linked with Chelsea, the strongest. But first let's talk about these links with Liverpool, because according to a Napoli radio station, the main radio station for Napoli, Walter De Maggio, this is what he said: there is a strong interest in Liverpool for Victor Osimhen. Then it will have to be seen whether Liverpool will put pressure on Osimhen's agent not to renew his contract. And also Italian journalist Gianluca Di Marzio warned Chelsea that another record transfer fee will be required to sign Osimhen, and that's why I think it's a little bit unlikely that Liverpool would end up signing Osimhen, because Liverpool would have to pay more than 100 million pounds for him. Di Marzio said at this moment Osimhen is sad, but I don't think he will force a move through. I know he is on top of Chelsea's transfer list and they wanted him last January, but it's difficult to convince Napoli to sell him. Napoli wanted 200 million pounds during the summer, and maybe he will go down to require 150 million. But on the other hand, everything is possible at Chelsea. If they want a player, they can get him, but they would need to make another record transfer fee. And even though Napoli completely messed up with this social media blunder, there is still a small possibility that Osimhen will stay at Napoli and extend his contract, because he absolutely loves the club and the fans, just not the people who are in charge of the club probably. Coming to the city of Naples in 2020, Osimhen said, was a wonderful decision for me. The people of Napoli have shown me so much love and kindness, and I will not allow anyone to come between us. The passion of the people of Naples fuels my fire to always play with my heart, with my soul, and the love for the badge is unwavering as I wear it with pride. The accusations against people of Naples are untrue. I have a lot of friends that are Napolitans and they have become part of my family and everyday life. I appreciate Nigerians and everyone for leading their voices to support and reach out to me. And that's, I think, a very, very good and smart statement from Osimhen, because in the middle of the season, when the transfer window is not even open, you don't want this unrest to rumble on and to fester. So Osimhen, I think, will get his head down and concentrate on Napoli. They are at the moment way behind the top team, AC Milan, in the Serie A, so they need to make some ground up. They had a very up and down start to the season. That TikTok or two TikToks didn't help matters, so Napoli have some work to do. Osimhen had one great season in the Belgian league, then one great season in the French league with Lille. Napoli signed him, 10 goals in his first season, then 18 goals in his second season, and then his really prolific breakthrough season came last season when Napoli won the title, and Osimhen was probably the biggest part of it. 26 goals in the league, 31 goals in all competitions, and of course for the Nigerian national team he is incredibly prolific as well. 20 goals in 27 games for the Nigerian national team. His current market value is between 120 and 150 million euros according to Transfermarkt. He's only 24 years old, so he's entering his peak years, and he's already one of the best strikers in the world. He is quick, fast, pretty strong, very tall, 186 centimeters tall, but for his height, he's very agile as well. So he would be an absolutely phenomenal signing for any team, and I think he would be perfectly suited to the Premier League because of his physicality, his pace, his power, and of course his finishing ability is outrageously good. He's world class already, and the best, I think, is yet to come. Osimhen already in 10 games has 6 goals and 1 assist, but last season he was insane. 31 goals and 5 assists in 39 appearances, which means that he either scored or assisted in almost every single game for Napoli on average, which is really impressive. We don't know yet exactly when Andy Robertson will be back from his injury, but Cody Gakpo, it looks like, is recovering much quicker than expected. He's already out of the brace, Jurgen Klopp revealed. So Gakpo walks normal around. So from all the very bad opportunities and possibilities injury wise, I think he nearly got the best, but he's still injured. So probably maybe the Everton game, Gakpo will miss that, but after that he will be probably ready. And Bajcetic and Thiago is also pretty close to returning. A training ground injury kept our second choice goalkeeper Kelleher out of Liverpool's 2 final games before the international break. Of course, he didn't go on international duty with the Republic of Ireland. And also, Virgil Van Dijk scored the winning penalty, the winning goal for the Netherlands in the 92nd minute against Kostas Tsimikas' Greece, after Weghorst already missed the penalty in the first half for the Netherlands. And in the end, the Netherlands won 1-0, and Van Dijk was very happy. Also, my condolences and my heart goes out to everyone affected by the tragedy before the Belgium-Sweden game, where 2 Swedish fans were mercilessly killed by a gunman in Belgium, just a few miles or few kilometers away from the stadium. It's a tragic situation, and there are so many tragic things happening in the world. So stay safe, guys, and my heart goes out to everyone suffering from war or from this tragedy. I go regularly to football games, so to imagine you want to go to a football game and you never return because somebody shoots you down, it's horrible. Absolutely heartbreaking story. Also, a few people attacked Virgil van Dijk because of his comments on fixture congestion, which I don't understand. These guys play 60, 70, some of them even 80 games in one season. So how is this normal, and how are people attacking Van Dijk for his quotes? He said, "In England we believe the schedules are too busy. The players are getting paid well, but it should never come at the cost of our health. We keep having to play more and more games. we as players should start saying something about it, contribute to a solution. No, I'm not prepared to give up 10% of my salary. I don't think that should depend on my salary. You are now trying to get me to say something nice. The Nations League that comes with it, for example, does not go to my salary. We get bonuses, but that is not a guarantee. And I mean, I have the major problem with the international games. Also, the FA Cup shouldn't have replays. The League Cup shouldn't have semi-final, two-legged semi-finals. They should do it in one game. And probably the biggest teams should enter the League Cup and the FA Cup even later than they do. But scrap the replays of the FA Cup, scrap the two-legged semi-finals of the League Cup, and also scrap the international friendlies. And also, don't put international breaks in the middle of the season. We have international breaks in September, October, November, March. That's ridiculous. Why not have an international break of like 3 weeks every maybe 4 months or 3 months? So instead of having 5 or 6 international breaks, you only should have maybe 2 international breaks during the season and play a lot of games after the season is finished. But also maybe in the middle of the season, when you have a break from club football, it would be better if the nations played more games in a row, and that way you would see actually better football, because the players would be able to play in a training camp together, and the managers of international teams could work on tactical things a lot more. I mean, nowadays it's all rushed. And how is it okay for South American players to play like 3 days or 2 days before Liverpool play the Merseyside derby in a Saturday early kickoff? I just don't understand how they imagined that this would be fine. I mean, Alisson, Darwin Núñez, McAllister, we play like 2 or 3 days before. In the morning, actually 2 or 3 days before the Merseyside derby happens, and they also have a 12-hour flight to travel back to England, and they need to adjust to different time zones, and they need to rest. So probably South American players, you can't play them after an international break straight away, which is absolutely ridiculous. Alan Shearer said that Virgil Van Dijk's comments are nonsense. Players are playing too much football. What? Shearer said, I mean, come on, I know you should never mention the money, but you've got the biggest squads than ever, more substitutes than ever, getting paid more money than ever. You've got the best physios, the best technology, the best of everything. Do me a favor, playing too much football. Didn't he say it was England that played too much football? International football, I get and understand. We all know why they are doing it. They are doing it for financial reasons, but here in England, you can tell I don't really agree with that. These guys are not machines. And the more games you play, the product, which is the quality of football, will deteriorate. So I don't understand how Alan Shearer doesn't sympathize with Virgil van Dijk. He used to be a player. But of course, there weren't that many games in when Alan Shearer was playing. And he never played, regularly, I mean, in the Champions League, Europa League, or yes, he played international pro football with England, but he only had to play 1 game per week with his club for most of his career. Imagine when you are playing every 3 days for months. I mean, even if I had to play 5-a-side football every 3 days, that would be exhausting. But imagine all the traveling, living in hotels and everything. Yes, these guys are paid brilliant amount of money, but I think the football community should come together and do something about the fixture congestion. There should be a limit of a player maximum can play maybe 65 games per season, and if he exceeds that, then he can't play anymore. So the managers should be more careful selecting these players. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.